Are you somebody who suffers from flat butt syndrome, or sometimes they call it mom butt? A lot of women experience, after they have a baby, all of a sudden they feel like, oh my gosh, I used to have this nice like little booty and now it's gone. I don't know what happened. And generally it happens from a change in posture. People who have a tendency to have weaker glutes, which has to do with weaker abdominals, because your glutes are constantly gripping to try to compensate for the weak abdominals, but they're in a lot of times this type of position. It's super common for new moms, because that's how your body learned to adjust to that weight in the front. So we need to retrain the body, but going back to the glutes, your glutes tended to probably be overfiring and clenching all the time. And what happens when we overfire or we clench a muscle all the time is, the best way to look at it is it almost goes into atrophy. It never has the opportunity to fully relax, so it can fully contract. And that is the only way to make muscles stronger, is to get that full range of motion. So learning to relax those muscles is just as important as learning to contract. So you may have lost kind of that mind-body connection with those glutes, and your body learned to compensate and get other muscles firing. So if you're a butt gripper, you might have a tight pelvic floor as well. That's a whole nother discussion, but if it's something that you think you are a butt clencher, look at all my other videos about a tight pelvic floor, because that might be you. But we need to find that mind-body connection again to get those glutes firing. So this particular exercise is quite simple, but very effective. So all you're gonna need to do is come down onto your belly, and you can just rest your head on those hands, okay? And really do your best to relax the shoulders, and we wanna do our best to relax the back. We don't want our paraspinals kicking in here. I want it to be your tushy, okay? So bring your feet about the width of your mat, maybe a little bit wider even, and then you're just gonna bend your knees, bringing your heels together, okay, toes apart. So you have this V position with those feet. Now, I want you to imagine there's a piece of paper you're trying to get in under your belly. So you're gonna scoop that belly up and in. Now, you're gonna try, before we even do any movement here, is to kind of find that glute squeeze, like gentle contraction of the glute without like jamming your pubic bone in. So a lot of times people will just over jam that pubic bone in, and you might find a little extra pressure there, but don't go into a pelvic tuck in order to fire your glutes. It's a cheat. We need to learn to engage them in that neutral spine. Okay, so that's where scooping the abdominals up and in can often help. So we're relaxing the upper body, scooping the belly in, heels glued together, and from here we're just gonna go into gentle heel squeezes. So you're gonna inhale, exhale, squeeze the heels, and you should hopefully be able to feel that butt squeezing. So even just, bring your hands down. Can you feel it goes, it's all soft here, soft, soft, soft if I relax, and then squeeze, nice hard tush. That's what we're looking for. So just hold it for 2 or 3 seconds, release, squeeze, hold, making sure again you're scooping the belly up and in to prevent going into an anterior tilt or posterior tilt, so we don't want the pelvis moving. Okay, and do that, shoot for 10 to 15 of those, and then possibly add on, only if you're ready, if you've managed to get those glutes firing really well on that heel squeeze, is we're gonna hold the heel squeeze, again, tummy tight, and we're gonna try to hover those knees just an inch. I mean, for me, I don't know, it's probably like a quarter of an inch, it's barely anything, enough to get that piece of paper under there, and lower back down, and lift, and lower. And notice I'm not arching my back in order to get my knees up. I don't care how high the knees go. It's just a matter of getting those glutes to fire, maintaining that neutral spine, and that's just a little extra challenge for that pelvic stability and learning to engage your glutes in that neutral spine with some additional movement. So again, very simple, but it's a really great way and fastest way to find that mind-body connection to get those glutes firing again, so we can go into more complex moves to make sure those glutes are firing as they should.